Let's learn Torah. Let's do a quick chazara. It was a short piece of Gemara we did last night, but let's get it. Let's iron it down. I apologize. Ravi did send me a message about sending out a voice note. I didn't see the message till 8:30. So let's go. Busy day. Baruch Hashem. Zok vehelig Mishnah. Misha Yavid Isha. Again, this is gonna be a quick chazara, and the truth is, it's a beautiful chazara because it's gonna really set the table for the next piece of Gemara. So Misha Yavid Isha Yikatan Makron Yitzai. Someone who has a slave, a woman, or a child that is makrin, that is reading for him. What is he reading? Zok Rashi, the Hallel. Again, imagine the scene. You come to shul. There's a woman up front. She is saying Hallel. Why is she saying Hallel for you? Because you don't know how to read. What is the halacha? Says the Mishnah, Oina acharehem. You should answer after them. Oina means answer. Acharehem after them. Ma shehin oimrim, what they are saying. Says the Mishnah, V'tava loy mira, and you should be cursed. Just, it's a little bit funny. Like, we feel bad for you. I don't know why the Mishnah has to throw you under the bus like that, but okay. I guess the Mishnah doesn't want you to think that this is normal. Says the Mishnah, Tava loy mira. You should be cursed that you don't know how to read. Not a good chinuch tactic. You know what I'm saying? I don't advise you telling the next person who doesn't know how to read. By the way, the Kinyan Succah says you should be cursed. That's not the way to go. But either way, says the Mishnah, let's say there's a gadol that's reading. Then oina acharav. What do you answer? Hallelujah. Now, let's take notice, and I don't think we spoke this out last night.
Of course, is Mashiach.
Oh, very good. That was what we didn't speak of. Oh, the Rebbe Alain. Rebbe Alain, he walks in here as Oivi Rebbe. But Nachi, how you doing? Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. Yeah, we need. You didn't connect. How we doing? We're okay.
We're okay.
We're okay. Oh, yo, Hashem. Darf mispallen sein. Shir should be as chus.
Right.
Okay, we're in the middle of a Mishnah. What you just said was the detail I wanted to point out. We did not speak it last night properly. Exactly what you just said. That if it's a katan, a woman, or an avid reading, then what do you respond? Every word. Oh, because you're not yoitze. But if it's an adult, then you're yoitze. So then what do you respond? Hallelujah. Which the Gemara today, we're going to respond very good. That in Hallel, hallelujah is kilu amin. It's exactly what it is. Very good. We did not say that last night. Maybe we iron that out right now. Malkum shenagu. Now the Mishnah concludes in a place that the minhag is lichbal to repeat every pasuk of Hallel. Yichbal. Repeat every pasuk. Live shait. If a place that the minhag is to say it one time, yiv shait. You say it one time. Levarich. If the minhag is to make a bracha, yivarich and make a bracha. Hakol keminhag hamedina. Everything goes after the minhag hamedina. There are some of numerous times, not that many, but let's just realize, like, we're so used to minhagim, so we think it's pashit. The Mishnah could have said, "Oh, psak halacha is you do A, you do B, you do C." You see, no, whatever the minhag was, that is kaveya, very, very strong. Says the Gemara, Tanu Rabban. So again, the topic over here is Hallel. The topic is if one doesn't know how to read versus one does know how to read. How does he respond as the tzibur, as the one davening, which is parenthetically, you see that there's like an appropriate way to respond and an inappropriate way to respond. Sometimes you're supposed to say amen. Sometimes you say hallelujah. Sometimes you repeat what he says. There's a way to respond. Tanarabanan says the Gemara, Be'emes Amru, in truth they said, and again we point out that Rashi points out, this means there's no one that argues. Be'emes Amru, Ben mevarich laviv, a son can make a bracha for his father. Ve'evin mevarich l'rabbi, a servant can make a bracha for his master. Ve'isha, and a woman mevareches lebaila, can make the bracha for her husband. Avol amru chachamim, but say Chazal, Tavoy mi'ira, it should be a curse. La'adam, to a person, she'ishta yubanav mevarchem lai, that his wife and kids are making brachas for him. Why? Because you should have learned.
What about the Abed and the...
Oh, you say, why doesn't the Bryce mention it? Very interesting. Good. Why doesn't it say Tavoy mi'ira? La'adam she'ishta yubanav ve'avdai. Very nice, Ara. Here's Ara. In the case it said, Be'emes Amru, Ben mevarich laviv, ve'evan mevarich l'rabbi, ve'isha mevarich l'bayla. 3 cases. Aval amru chachamim tavim iroi, who should have a curse? La Adam sheishtay yubanav mevarchin. Adam ishtay yubanav. What happened to Evan? Very nice.
It's Evan Mavarch the rabbi, so maybe there's different.
Part of the work. You're hired by the.
But the curse is because the master didn't learn. You're right. I'm not cursing you because the Evan. Cursing because you, the master. Why don't you know how to read? It's a very nice art. Yeah. So again, we're discussing here that you're not able to. Loy laman. You're an ignoramus, as they say. You don't know how to read. As was pointed out last night, let's say you do know how to read. And let's say either Stam, you want your wife to macha bracha for whatever reason, or let's say you're not able to macha bracha. That's a different case. That's how we're talking. Says the Gemara, Amar Rav, as we turn over the Amid, Hilchasa Gevirta. As Rashi says, you wonder what these top 2 words mean. Rashi says, Halachais Gedailes. Okay, big halachais. Ika lemashma. You're able to literally hear, you're able to learn out. Me minhaga dichilula. From the minhagim of Hallel. Says Rav, fascinating lines, an incredible brisa. Go look at what do people do by Hallel. Go take a survey. And the way that Siburim, the way that shuls conduct themselves by Hallel, we can learn from. Interesting. Let's read it again. Hilchos like Gevirta, there are great halachis. Ikala mashma, you're able to learn mi minhaga dihilula, from what we see the minhagim are, what people do in shul by Hallel. Says the Gemara, who amar hallelujah? He says hallelujah. Veheina, remember what do the people respond? Hallelujah. They respond hallelujah. Mikan, from here, what do we learn? She mitzvah la'anois, hallelujah. We see from over here that there is a mitzvah to respond, hallelujah. Yes. Very good. That is good. Very good. You just pointed out what is the novelty. That's what I was trying to say. No. Noach is saying which is chicken or the egg. Rava said Rava Akilu went on a trip throughout the world. He came back home and said, Chavra, I've been at 50 shuls, and now let me tell you what we can learn. Noach is asking, no, Rava, you say what the halach is. You're absolutely correct. So if you look at so that's what it is. That's if you go back to the Mishnah. What did the Mishnah say? The Mishnah says Hallel. No, you do. That's the Chiddush. Why? Let's understand it. Why? I'll tell you why. Because I'll give you the simple explanation, and then we'll go back to the Gemara. How do minhagim happen? How did it happen?
They interpret the halacha.
How did it happen? How does it happen that we have for hundreds and thousands of years, literally, people doing one way, or hundreds of years? The reason is because they did something. The Rabbanim saw it and let it happen. That means that there's a basis for what's going on over here. So Rava says, I want to now trace it backwards and understand the basis. You're right. He's not going to be able to say, oh, now we see that's something bizarre. But he can say, if I see everyone's doing this, it must be because this is the halacha. And that's why this happened. Trace to do. For one moment, look at Rashi. But I'm asking to your question. Look at the top Rashi. Says Rashi, from that which we see, that we are accustomed nowadays in our days in shuls, as we're going to explain. Not more. And they say the whole thing they say together with the person, the shliach sibar ad haidu, v'ainin haidu achrav, v'chayzim v'karin. We're going to see what this all means in the Gemara. Ad ana, v'ainin ana Hashem v'shina, v'ana Hashem v'zichon achrav. What I said, v'aina anu kriya. One saying, I want to read a little more. I called over Gaminim saying that Succah. V'amar Rava. Yeah, I'm 6 lines into the narrow lines in Rashi. Mimin hagishal achshav anu lemeidim machu ikar kriyas halel shetikanuha techila. We can now glean, or we can go trace history, or we can say, wait, why do we ever wonder? Why do we respond under Hashem Mashiach? Why are we doing that? What are we doing? Says Rava, so we could trace it back and find out what was the ikr. Lefisha kol chayavim b'kriyasa, v'inakol b'kiyaba. Tiknus, they were mitaking, they made a takana. Echad kayir b'achayim shaymim. V'akol einin mixas. Oh, you see what Rashi just said? Rashi just traced backwards that from the fact that we do certain things, we repeat Anash Mashiach, for example, you know what that shows us? That Bizman Chazal, that was the one part that everyone said. The rest of it, it could be only the Sheikh Sieber said. For the fact that we nowadays say certain things out loud, that we nowadays say certain psukim, shows us that those psukim must have been the Iker. Why else? Which, by the way, let's read a job further in Rashi. Again, look at those words. We're about 10 lines into Rashi. The first one is Kisha Tikanua Tchila. The Fisha Kol Chayavim Bikriyasa. Everyone is obligated. Veina Kol Bikiyamba. And not everyone is a Baki. Tiknu, they were mitaking. Echod Kairi, one reads Vachirim Shaimim. Vahakol Einin, listen to these words. Mixas, only part of it. Va'achshav, and nowadays, Shekol B'nei Kismi Yoseinu B'kiyin. We all know how to read nowadays. And so Rashi gives us such a beautiful flavor to what our halal is. Sometimes we wonder, what are we doing? It's Messiah, it's the Gemara. Hallelujah. You know we can learn. What was the takana? Gishmak, you heard Rashi just taught us. Rashi saying, we sit at Hallel, and maybe we wonder, sing das, say this aloud, not allowed, I don't know what's going on here. Ever wonder? How did it happen? Ana Hashem Mashiach, we respond. Oh, why? Because punk it works. Ana Hashem Mashiach, we respond. Why? The last Haidu line we respond. And let's go. We can see it clearer when we shake the lulav, right? The first Haidu. What are we doing? What are we doing? Like, punk it worked. Oh, so Rashi said, you know what happened? The original takana was that was the only thing they said. But Shliach Tzibur said everything, and little me said, Haidu Hashem. Little me said, Ana Hashem Mashiach, Ana Hashem Mashiach. And then over the years, people became more learned. Over the years, we learned how to read, but the original takana of saying those precise lines stuck. So Zok Garava. Now let's look. Those few precise lines. What can we learn from them? Why is it that we all say Ana Hashem Mashiach? Why? Why do we say Ana Hashem Mashiach? Why do we say Haidu Hashem? So we know in the timeline now, because originally that was the takana. But why originally did they say it? So now Rav is going to come along and Rav is going to point out, because originally there was something to be gleaned from each of those lines. Let's just see one of them, then we're going to stop. Says the Gemara, Minhag Delulehu, Oymar Halua Vehinam Halua Mikan, Shemitzvah La'anois Halua. We see that there must be a mitzvah that when you open up hallelujah and you're quiet, everyone answers hallelujah. Why? Because you see that's something that's stuck. I want to stop here because I don't want to fly through this. Could be if there's no share tomorrow, maybe I'll try to send it a voice note. But a fascinating Rashi, such a flavorful. You get such a beautiful appreciation. Sometimes we wonder, what are we doing? We see it's mamish misai.